Welcome everybody to the Determined Podcast. My name is Pasta Guy, and today with us, as always, I have the lovely Cupcake Paints and the incredibly smart, or well, I'll just kind of there demo phone. And also the one who fixed all my grammar when I bothered to write a new chapter of my fan fiction. And here with us today, very special guest with us here today, is the creators of Undertale Yellow. Hang on, apparently we're having audio issues. Oh, god dang it.
On the stream.
Okay. Okay, let me try to. All right. It should be going good. It should be going good now. I had the desktop audio off because it was on the wrong settings.
Oh.
Oh.
It wasn't just me that had audio issues, yo.
Yeah, for those who haven't been creepily stalking us on our Discord, we were just kind of Day was having some audio issues.
As it be, computer just
happens.
decided for the first time in 5 years to just, be like, I don't recognize Discord as an audio service. Yeah, sure. Good timing.
Computers just be as they be, I guess. But yeah,
they're sentient. I swear, they know when you need them most, and they're like, I will cause problems on purpose. This will be funny.
All right, so for those who've never really paid attention to Undertale Yellow, and specifically the more development inside, and not just like watch the trailer or play the demo and stuff, could you give introductions to all of you, because your game is more popular than or at least more well known than you guys are, so yeah. Do we want to
okay.
do we want to go in alphabetical order, or do we want to go?
Yeah, I guess I'll start. I am Sword. I am the, I guess creator is a weird word because like Toby's mostly the creator, but like I'm the leader and director of the game, and I do the writing and I do most of the composing, music, room design kind of stuff here and there. So.
All right.
I'm Figburn. I'm an artist, and I like Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yo.
Okay.
Yeah, and I make concepts for characters and animations and sprites and stuff.
He's very talented.
True.
I'm Day. I help out with the story and like brainstorming and like the overall sort of layout of the land of the plot, and helping it keep like in line with the Undertale's like storyline, because we're hyper fixated on that stuff in like 2016.
It's a very, very useful job because I am
lore management.
Yeah, I'm a very illiterate when it comes to like all the deep lore and stuff. It's a lot. So
there used to be a time where I could just practically recite the entire game by heart. Like I had it bad.
Yeah. Not gonna lie, my hyperfixation with Undertale isn't as strong as it used to be. Like, demo, and especially Cupcake, like, was probably around with the worst of it, where I was just like, I was always the one like posting in like the art channels or discussing stuff. And
yeah, it's you get so interested in it. Like there's just so much to be like
first there's the base game, and there's all the AUs and the fanfics
Yeah.
and the comics.
Goes on forever. It's just
Exactly.
endless content.
It just goes on and on, and I love it. I remember,
Nice.
God, I remember looking at the wiki before I even bought the freaking game. Like, I saw Steam Train playing it, and I just go onto the wiki and just start reading everything. And I'm like, hey, maybe I should, like, buy the game and actually play it before I spoil everything for myself. At that point, it was too late.
Yeah. That actually does lead us quite easily into our first question for all of you, which is, how did all of you, discover Undertale originally?
Yeah, it was like everywhere in that first like month. It was like October.
Yeah, it was
when it
I was
blew up.
annoyed by it. It was impossible to avoid.
But like so I kind of avoided it because I thought it was just like another indie game, little flash in the pan kind of thing, which sounds really like mean, but at the time, it
Yeah,
was
that's
everywhere.
right.
So
Yeah.
but then like I saw a video by a remix of one of the songs. I think it was Spooktune or something, by Jerry Terry, if you know who that is. And I thought it was an original song of his, and I was like, "Oh, this rocks! Like, this is a great song, dude." But it was actually a remix of Undertale, so I guess I ended up checking it out, and then I, fell in love.
Like I said before, I found it through Steam Train because I used to watch Game Grumps and all their branching stuff. And I watched. I can't really remember it exactly how my perception of it was, but I'm pretty sure I was just kind of like watching it on the side as I was like playing something. And it took until they got to the final Azrael boss that I was just like, "Yo, this game is awesome!" And then I looked it up on the wiki because I was like, I want to know more about this. So I look up the wiki for Undertale Yellow, not Undertale Yellow, and I just start reading everything, and I'm like, man, what's Gaster? What's the fun values? And this is before I even
This is before you even played it.
I didn't even play it yet. I was just reading like every single wiki page, and then eventually, like after I learned everything, I was like, I should buy the game. And at that point, the only thing that I had not experienced, like knew about, was the phone calls from Undyne and Papyrus, which of course I went through every single room in the entire game and like experienced it firsthand. But you know.
So my brother played it first, and he loved it. So he was telling me to play it, and I was like annoyed by the game at first because it was everywhere. You couldn't avoid it at all. So I didn't want to play it. And then I think like it was like February 2016. I finally was like, all right, I'm just gonna try it. And then I like beat it in 2 days. I was like, this is the best thing ever. And I started like drawing stuff of it like every day and making animations and stuff.
Oh my god, I remember the Muppet animation. Oh my god.
First versus Muppet.
Sans at 16
Classic.
seconds.
Dude, it got a million views.
It did. That was a good one.
It's the biggest thing I've ever made.
I mean,
Yeah, no, definitely not Undertale.
When I think of like my experiences in Undertale, like when I think of like fan animation and stuff, I instantly go to like the Car versus Mettaton Neo, and
oh yeah, that one's awesome.
yeah. Also, it has the Evangelion references, which I'm a big freaking nerd for that. So,
yeah.
And also,
we actually might have one in our game, by the way. Just a little hint.
All right, this game's a 10 out of 10. I don't care about the rest of the game.
It's kind of small. It's kind of small, but it does exist.
I've never even watched it. How do I not know about this?
Yeah, I'll tell you later, I guess. Behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cat, one of our other devs in the chat just went, we do?
Yeah, it was like a couple weeks ago when we actually put it in, so.
Who's Dead Cat? I've seen in the chat that you guys are like talking about
one
them,
one of our spriters and secondary programmer. Very talented fellow.
Why aren't you in here with us, Dead Cat?
He's French, that's why.
Oh.
Whoa.
I'm sorry, Cat, I promised, but I had to. That's a joke, by the way.
Yeah, it's a mutual joke.
Yeah.
But that's
He
true.
understands.
Yeah,
It's okay, he
He
understands. We're not hurting his feelings.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Anyway, let's get on to the main event. Well, at least the main thing we were going to talk about, which is Undertale Yellow, obviously. I mean, I know you guys said in the Twitter post that we might talk about the weather and other exciting things
Yep.
like that,
It's,
but
It's pretty overcast right now.
To quote my favorite character of all time, it's a beautiful day outside. So
True.
So, anyways, what made you start working on the Undertale Yellow AU? Like, obviously we gotta talk with Sword first because he's the big honcho, but then we can go through the other ones.
Oh, nice. Yeah, so it was like late January 2016 or something, and I had just finished the game for the first time. And I loved it. And as many people did, like instantly saw the potential in like spin-offs or whatever, or fan games or AUs or whatever you want to call it. And so like I was just like laying in my bed one night and I was like, man, it'd be sick if like there was like a prequel that followed one of those previous children. And I was like, which one would be the coolest? Probably the yellow one because like cowboys are cool and presumably they got the farthest. I mean, if you go by like the items.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I really latched on all the potential of like what that motif, like cowboy motif brings
Just
to like,
really seems the coolest.
yeah. So that's
Cool
that's
dude.
why I did that. And so, on the next day on Twitter, I was like, I have all these ideas for a fan game, but like I have no idea where to start. So like some mutuals on Twitter kind of helped me out to like step into a leadership role and post on Reddit to try to recruit some people. And it kind of worked out. And in a few days, we kind of had our base team, which is mostly still intact to this day.
Yeah, most of the OGs are still there. It's
Yeah.
the cost sunk fallacy. We can't leave.
It's
We're
all just sunken cost fallacy. We're like
Yeah.
6 years
we
in.
cannot leave. We're not
We
not
gotta
allowed.
finish
Yes.
this game, man. We can't move on with our lives until we do.
Pretty much.
We gotta.
Watch,
I think
the game
Big
comes
found
out.
it before.
The game comes out, and then it's just like then it's just like Sword's just gonna have another like sleepless night and being like, okay, now it's time
Now
to do
time for Deltarune Yellow.
Yeah, it's
Time
like
for a
Deltarune
Deltarune
fan game,
prequel.
guys.
Another 6 years. Let's go.
Yo, so I think Big found Undertale Yellow before me. So you go ahead, Big.
Oh yeah.
I found it through one of Sword's tweets, and it was like
you
I
found
like
your
replied
tweet?
to it, and the Sword didn't like reply back or anything.
What?
And then you had like the Reddit, so I think I started posting some stuff on the Reddit and got some comments because we had like the development was very public back then.
Yeah,
it was all just publicly
Yeah.
posted on
Yeah,
Reddit.
which was kind of a mistake, but we didn't think it would
Yeah.
go anywhere really.
And,
Yeah.
Eventually, I was like emailing concepts to him, and he was like, "Okay, it would be easier if you just like joined the Discord server."
Yeah.
So
So-
at that point, I was in.
Yeah, I was able to recruit some really talented people because I had like a tiny niche following at the time
Yeah,
because of
The Game
my
Grumps
YouTube,
remixes.
my Game Grumps
A
remixes.
tiny niche following.
I mean,
Look.
yeah, it was like
My man, you
it was
made
probably like
the-
15,000 subs or something.
Look,
Like,
you were a star in the Game Grumps remix scene to me.
Yeah.
I was like, "This Master Sword."
you were my hero.
Yeah, same. I remember listening to your remixes
But
and stuff before you joined
Because
me.
of that, I was able to reach out to some like really good artists and stuff.
You had like the perfect in to like get a team because people started already trusted you for music.
And there was a lot of crossover with like because of Steam training in Undertale, so like people were already
Yeah.
interested.
Yeah. And I found Undertale Yellow because my friend Pippi, who also is a dev, used to do a lot of the writing back in the day. She found Sword's Reddit post about Undertale Yellow, and I remember us being in like a Skype call at the time, and she was like, "Hey, this like fan game project. They seem like they want a writer. Like, should I do this? Like, it's Undertale related." I was like, "Oh yeah, dude, go for it." So she joins the team, and then they make the Discord server, and she keeps like going to me to ask questions about the lore of Undertale. Like, does this match with like this thing in Undertale? Like, yes, it does. Or like, does this
Yeah.
match? Like, no, it doesn't. And eventually, she was like, you know what? I'm just
Get
gonna
in
add
here.
you to the server.
Yeah.
Like,
Get in here.
hey, telephone. Let's just like throw you in there. And I was like, sure, okay. So that's how I
Yeah.
joined.
We were each just hired because it's like, yeah, it'd be easier to just You're just in the server.
Yeah.
And so like before we could even get started, we had to get permission. At least we felt we did. So I emailed Toby or the public Undertale email, and I was like 15 at the time, so I was this little kid, and I sent him the whole plot synopsis I had, and it was a little bit cringe, but it's kind of endearing. But
It's sweet.
and he just replied like with a one word, like one sentence, and just said okay, basically. And so we were
I
off.
remember
He's
when he
just
said,
like,
he
yeah, I
said,
don't care.
do what thou wilt. Do
Yeah,
what
that's
thou
what he-
wilt.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
he said exactly. So we
Which I
are
think he
doing what
did-
thou wilt.
Which I'm pretty sure he said to all fan games that
Probably.
ask for permission that way.
Yeah,
It's a
like,
copy paste reply.
Yeah, Dreamer Reborn, Horror Tale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like,
Do what thou wilt.
okay.
Yeah.
It's like he got like the stamp, like on a desk, just going through the papers, stamping them. Like, okay, all right.
Which I
Do what thou
appreciate
wilt.
though, because there's a lot of
Yeah.
controversy with fan games and stuff that get taken down all the time and stuff. So
Yeah, it's nice to have
really
a
cool.
official
Especially if you
confirmation.
dare make a Nintendo fan game, don't you?
Exactly.
Don't
Oh,
you
God,
dare.
yeah.
Nintendo's
We lucked
really
out.
cool
We're not doing
sometimes.
Earthbound.
Yeah.
Toby is cool.
So in your story of like emailing the creator or something reminds me of my sort of cringy thing, and it actually goes back to Sonic the Hedgehog, which
Yeah.
Yo, my
All
man.
roads go back to Sonic.
yeah,
That's too
this is
true.
the first time I ever actually mailed a letter to something where basically I had this idea, this like super kind of cringe idea for Sonic for like it was between Sonic 4 Episode 1 and Sonic 4 Episode 2, where we didn't know what was gonna happen in the game at all, and I was just little like 12-year-old me just like being like, hey, what would I do if I was gonna what was I gonna do if I was gonna make a Sonic game? And I literally got out like a piece of like college ruled notebook paper, just wrote down like my synopsis, and just sent it to Sega of America.
Yeah, a lot of people have that like little phase where they're like, I could be the idea guy at Nintendo or something. When you're like,
the little
10 years
phase.
I would
hire me.
back when like Nintendo Land on the Wii U came out. I was like drawing little like map concepts for like the Mario Chase game on there. I was like, they could add more maps in like an update, and this would like these are ideas. If only I could send these. It was like,
Yeah.
Dude, I had so many freaking Sonic ideas when I was like,
Yeah.
It's okay.
we say it's like
I
a
did
small
too.
phase, but man, I was into that stuff from like I was like 4 years old to like 12. Like I had it bad.
I mean, I also had like my stuff with Sonic the Hedgehog. I also had stuff with Dragon Ball and Team Fortress 2, which
yeah.
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 I
Had a whole
I
bunch
love
of
that.
fake Pokemon.
I was
Make it
like,
all
I
different.
thought like a
Stuff.
whole game mode for TF2, but then I was like, I don't
Okay.
know how to do any of that.
That's a little hard, but
Yeah.
hey, Valve's another one of those companies that's very forgiving of fan
Yeah.
games and stuff. They're
You could
cool.
totally like publish that.
Sometimes to
Yeah,
a fault. I mean, let's not forget Hot Damn the Freeman.
Oh, I have it on Steam. I've never played it.
Oh, why would you do that? That's like you literally
It's like 50 gigabytes.
Because it's all
You
cutscenes.
bought garbage, Sword. You bought
My
hot
man.
garbage.
My man tainted his Steam profile.
It's ambitious, I guess.
That's a kind way of putting it.
Uh,
So what other
I
questions do we have?
what other game are you gonna have? I hate everything and Keemstar be voice actors in it.
True.
Not
I mean-
Keemstar's the president.
Oh my god!
Yo.
I
Oh,
thought politics
we're a little
couldn't get any
off
worse.
Being a little off topic, though.
God.
Let's dial it back. No more Keemstar.
Yeah. Okay, next question is, what made you decide to make it a fan game over a comic or animation? This is more specifically for
I
Sword.
guess that's a good question.
I have no idea.
I guess because it wasn't really being done at the time, like on a big scale. I don't know. I guess the fullest potential. I just wanted to go for what could like tell the story the best I felt it could. Not knocking comics or anything because those are awesome and
No,
valid
yeah,
in
those
their
are-
own way. But
Yeah, you better not comics because
No, I love
Lynx
comics.
Griffin, the creator of Dog's Feature Pass, is actually in the chat. If you haven't noticed,
Yo!
Oh,
That's right. That's where I recognize that name from. Oh my god. Shout out to that
comics are
comic.
great.
It's so
I love
freaking
comics.
awesome.
I love
oh
comics.
no, it's fantastic. That's
I-
one
well,
of the
I
reasons
read
why
this
I started on
so
my
much.
Undertale stuff was because like I watched a comic dub of that and I was like, I want to make a story like that.
Yeah, I think it's like because the story of Undertale Yellow, which obviously like it'll become more clear when the full game is out, but it works. It wouldn't really work as well as a comic because it's not as it like a comic would require something way more linear than we have basically.
Yeah.
I think without giving like
And also, it's sort of meant to like feel like it's in the actual engine, like the real Undertale
Yeah.
engine, sort of like it's official, but I mean, it's all
Mhm.
made from scratch. But it's
yeah.
meant to kind of have that feeling.
But he didn't
Trying to
make it an
be an
RPG
authentic-
maker like Undertale was.
Yeah. Yeah, we're making it in the same engine game maker. Well,
Yeah.
sort of. So Undertale was, I believe, made in Game Maker 1.4, and we're using Game Maker 2.0.
Yeah,
But it
if
looks
I
the same,
remember
basically.
correctly,
Yeah.
Toby Fox had to enhance Game Maker 1.4 to have it,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
get like a
Switch
lot of
for
the more like dazzling visual effects in there.
hmm
Mm-hmm.
Just to go a bit off topic for a second, not off topic from Undertale, but the first like Undertale fan game I ever heard of, like the one that I think was the first one to get really popular just for how high quality it was like Undertale Red.
Right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that
Which-
one.
Shout out Undertale Red.
Yeah, that
which
one
we
that
have.
was like it was so cool to me. It's like it has a neutral, it has a pacifist, and it has a genocide, and it's
Yeah.
so cool how different each one of them are.
That's
Yeah, see, at the time it was like fights only and stuff. I guess
Yeah.
there wasn't much like with overworld and all the bells and whistles. So I was like,
Well, yeah, because
I wanna
that
do
took too much time to make.
yeah,
because,
it's completely insane. Everybody's insane for trying it. Yes,
yeah,
I know.
because back in the
6
day,
years.
it's like you're trying to get out as much content as you can, quickly as you
Right.
can, because we had
everybody was
no
capitalizing
idea.
on
We had no
on
idea
Undertale.
that it'd be 6 years later and we're still talking about this.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
didn't know that Deltarune or any sequels were going to come out like officially.
They were just like, get out the content, get out quick as you can. We need to feed off of this until the algorithm changes it, and they start
Yeah.
recommending us other sorts of videos.
Well, luckily
Yeah.
we did get the demo out in a pretty good time. Like it was like a year almost.
Yeah, I
After-
saw.
Yeah.
I was doing research, and I was like, the demo, like, I was just like, oh, the demo came out like only a little bit ago, didn't it? And I was just like, oh, it came out. It came out
Nah,
5 years ago. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So at that
Yes.
time it was still pretty hot in the algorithms and stuff. So
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And since then, it feels like we've been able to build our own kind of little fan base.
Yeah.
right,
For
like
the game
we
itself.
don't really rely on Undertale itself being popular, even though Deltarune has kind of reignited that. But we kind of have built our own like separate little community, which is awesome.
Yeah.
It's kind of like we're all fans of our own game, and that's sort of what keeps us going.
Yeah.
Hmm.
We all really, really like the project that we're doing, and also like each other. Like we mesh well together as like friends and teammates.
Hmm.
So I think that's what keeps us going.
I mean, you guys seem pretty cool, but I mean, I've only been talking to you for about a half an hour, but I can see the chemistry between you three at least.
Yeah, well,
We-
yeah,
we-
we've been working together for almost 7 years.
Yes, it's been a while, man.
Yeah,
Back in
I was
my
literally
day,
like
we didn't
starting
have
high
the-
school.
we didn't have the anniversaries or these Glitchdale season 2s. We just had
Day.
Yeah.
We just
There
had
wasn't all this
3-minute
fancy stuff.
animations and we liked it.
Yeah, basically.
Back in my day, we didn't have any of that, the Ender verses and the
And
glitch
actually,
tales.
it's actually cool that Deltarune's like so different in like gameplay and like style. Even I
Yeah.
mean, it's very similar, but it's very different at the same time. And it's actually really cool because like it keeps our avenue open to like that authentic experience of like the original.
Yeah, it feels like the two games branched out in different directions from base
Mhm.
Undertale.
So like
Yeah.
if people want that like
Deltarune.
original experience again, they can come to us for that. And then it's so there's like
Yeah.
everybody's happy.
Kind of
Yeah.
feels like Deltarune's like next generation Undertale. Like it's for the older
Yeah.
audience. It's for like I don't know. It's like next generation.
Yeah, yeah, that's why like I personally don't think like people are like, oh, Deltarune's like a secret prequel to Undertale. It's just like since how intertwined the game mechanics are with in the actual like meta of the story and stuff. I think that it being an evolution doesn't really make sense with how everything else with how like it's like, oh, it's a prequel, and I'm just like, so the prequel is far more advanced than the it's like the Star Wars technology thing. It's like
Well, our
Yeah.
our game is probably a little bit more advanced just because we're able
Yeah.
to
well, yeah, you
like
had
retroactively like we learn from what Undertale did. We try to
Mhm.
fix anything that
Yeah. We
people
have the
didn't
benefit
like.
of hindsight on like
Exactly. So like so
Yeah.
the prequel kind of will be. I don't want to say it's higher quality, but like in certain quality of life aspects, you could say.
We have
Yeah.
a run button, guys. We have a
We do
run
have a run
button.
button. Sprinting.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, but I don't think Deltarune's a prequel at all, a prequel at
No.
all, or any sort of thing like that.
I have so many
it's
theories. Yeah.
I have my own crackpot theory, but I'm not gonna delve into that. I'm not gonna go
Same.
full
Us
conspiracy
must be
theory
weekend.
like that one picture from Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Like,
Right,
okay,
right.
guys,
Yeah.
with Chris, it links to this with determination.
Who is the
and-
knight? Who is the knight?
Ooh, it's
Yeah.
the night. The night of Sans, clearly.
No, the knight is Toby Fox. It's just,
Oh, you're right.
the
you're
armor's
right.
gonna
How could I be
shatter,
so
and it's
mistaken?
just gonna be the little white pupper underneath it.
That would be actually so awesome. Yeah, I love that.
All right. All right. All right. Since you, all three of you have different sorts of roles in development, this is a question for kind of separately all three of you. What has been the most challenging part of development for each of you? Like, of developing the game?
Oh man.
There's a lot, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys have been working
Um,
on this for 7 years, so...
It's a lot of... Yeah.
I feel like one of the most difficult things for the game in general was there was an engine switch. I
Right.
think we talked about
Ooh,
that in one
yeah.
of the devlogs.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
That
Back
kinda-
in right after the demo, our programmer, who is completely awesome, and he's like dedicated so much time.
Oh, shout out to Spazco. He's
Yeah.
like he's stuck with us for so long, and we wouldn't have a freaking game without him. And he programs like so well, and just he's just awesome.
But after the demo came out, the demo was kind of duct taped together, and he'll admit to that. It wasn't like super, foolproof for like a full experience and all these branching paths. So we were like, okay, so we brought on another programmer and we kind of restarted where we remade the whole demo and Snowden in a new kind of build of the game. But then it started falling apart again, and so we went back to the original engine and then had to polish up that engine and like kind of restart again. So all in all, we kind of lost a whole year of development because
Most
like
of 2017 was built and then rebuilt. From
Yeah.
scratch.
Dang.
So like
It
it was
was-
tough because like we just didn't know what we were doing because we were all like young and it's our
Yeah.
first project.
Yeah, we're all like, I don't know what do we do.
Yeah, Mystery
Yeah.
Eraser. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
he's programmed part of this game too.
Mhm.
Really good stuff, really good battles and animations and stuff.
Yeah, he
So-
made like the battle engine that we have like
Yeah,
can
he made
still
the
use
basis
now.
of the battle engine.
Mhm.
So yeah, that was probably one of the toughest things because we lost a lot of time figuring that out and just like finding our footing. And I mean, just
And it feels discouraging too when you like
Yeah.
yeah,
look back
It's
and it's
like,
like,
oh.
oh, well, we have to redo all of that.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, we couldn't have like new progress in a while, and it's the new progress in the builds, like seeing our stuff in the game that really gave us a lot of motivation. So it was like, oh man.
because like Snowden took like 2 years to complete, which is like
Oh God, yeah.
ridiculous because it's not
It
that
wasn't even that
complex of
big.
an area.
Yeah, it's not like that
But
big. It's not. It's probably one of those smaller areas, I'd say.
yeah, it
Yeah,
But
of
probably
all
is
the
the
areas, I
shortest
think.
one,
it
which
is,
is
yeah.
yeah, it's kind of, but it happens when you're
Hmm.
learning. But and
Uh,
just coming or getting our ducks in a row in general, just like
yeah.
organization. We sucked at organization for a long time.
True.
Yeah,
We're like, okay, let's use this like Google Doc or this Google Drive to like organize everything. We just didn't. And we just tossed. We still
all the
just kind of
dialogue was
toss
in
everything.
like all these random Google Docs and like it was just scattered
There's like a
everywhere.
spider web of Google
We
Docs
had
that are
like
Yeah,
one
taken
point
by
where we
that.
a bit
had
of concept art there, a bit of script
Yeah,
there,
Yeah.
a bit of
was
sprites
there a
there.
time where we had the dialogue as like images with the face sprites like next to
yeah.
them. I remember we did that for Dal like way back in the day. We had like it all as images that had to be then retyped into the game, I believe.
But by
Um,
about 2019 or so, we found a really good like
Yeah,
way
organization's gotten a lot better, I
yeah.
think.
we got a
Still
good
not
rhythm.
perfect,
Yeah.
Yeah, there's still
but
It
bumps and
works
stuff, but like
well enough, I guess.
yeah,
Well
we
enough where you can
still
actually put out a teaser to be like, hey, the game will be out relatively soon.
next
Yeah.
Yeah, we
winter.
found a rhythm of how we like to work. So
Yeah, we've and plus we know each other enough now that like if there is a bump in the road now we can easily kind of overcome it together, which didn't always used to be the case. I think that was the most difficult thing was sometimes there would be disagreements and we
hmm
were young and didn't know how to deal with disagreements, so we just kind of
fought,
yeah.
fought,
I
argued.
threatened
mean,
to leave.
you guys were all like teenagers and stuff, so
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's an interesting thing. We all were like, I was 14 when I joined. Now I'm 20.
Yeah,
So
I was
Yeah,
we've
I
all
was
aged
15.
18.
Now
6
I'm
years.
22. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's your formative years of like brain growth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, it's just like, hey, yeah, it's just like, okay, you're gonna go through all the pressures of growing up, but you're also gonna be creating a game at the same time.
Yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
if I'd recommend it to anybody, but
Yeah.
Nothing could ever go wrong here. It's all smooth sailing. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad that myself I never tried to actually do anything Undertale related like on the internet until like I was 18 and stuff. I mean,
yeah,
I still did a whole bunch of stupid shit. Don't get me wrong, but
I mean, who does it?
avoided.
Everybody does stupid shit.
But I avoided at least a good chunk because I waited till I was an adult to do it.
Hmm.
yeah. I mean, I think we our early years were better than you know, they could have been worse.
Yeah, we got a demo out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, you could be like 95% of most people who make stuff when they're like teenagers and stuff. Be like, you'll work on it really hard for a couple months, and be like, I have other stuff to do.
Yeah.
So,
We
yeah.
considered
Just
that,
drop it.
you have those feelings like when we're 4 months in and you're just like, you don't see the end in sight. And you're just like, what have we done? But
We had this one
Why do
image
we
that we
bother?
floated
Like,
around.
you
Like,
know, we could like be working on in other stuff. Like we could be drug stuff for I don't know what's the new popular thing right now. Just get the
yeah,
it was like we had this image floating around for a little while, like way in the early days of I believe it was Fig that made it. It was some image from Kingdom Hearts of like a bunch of these guys in black robes sitting around like a circular. You guys know what I'm talking about.
yeah,
And it was like
Organization
like
13,
us
yeah.
after it was like us after 4 years. When was the last time any of one of us felt anything? And now it's been 7 years, so
Yeah.
a long time.
You know,
That's the
but
answer to that.
thing is,
no,
it-
you guys
it's been-
looped back around to having feelings again.
exactly,
Yeah.
because it has been that long, but I'm still excited for everything and I'm still having fun. So
Yeah, I still get so excited when I see like all the stuff that we talked about in the game, especially because we're getting to like the ending stuff now. It's like, oh my god, I remember brainstorming this with Sword back in like
It's-
2017,
yeah,
and now it's in the
it's
game.
wacky. I think that's probably one of the toughest things that we've dealt with was nailing down the story. Like
God,
it's always changing. It even like stuff has changed like last month because
We had like a big brainstorm session last month where we
Yeah.
figured something out. We're like, oh, okay, this is how this makes sense.
which
Like,
that to reassure people that sounds like it's going to be a mess, but I think it works. So
It's all
it's
just
fine.
nailing down.
Small
It's all
details, but
rewrites
still.
and yeah,
Yeah.
it's getting things more consistent.
The overall like overarching everything has always been pretty much the same since 2016. It's just like those little details that we still
Yeah, there are ideas
out.
from like our very first conversations about the story that are still in the
Mhm.
game today. So
yeah.
Yeah. Let's speed in the chat. I'm disappointed I didn't discover Undertale Yellow until earlier this year. Haha, it's such a cool game. Well, the thing is, I also have that experience, except I kind of knew about it. Like, I heard people like talking about it, sort of like, and I was just like, I should check that out, and never did. Then the teaser trailer dropped, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, it's actually gonna get finished. Well, dang, I gotta be interested in this.
Not much to catch up on. We have one demo and a few like devlogs and stuff to read through. We also have that Discord server and everything. Like, so it's never too late to get into it. I guess is my
there's
point.
a lot of fun music we've released too.
Should I put the link to the Discord server in the video description? Or
Yeah, you could.
If you want. I mean, I don't. Do I have the Discord link? I don't even know.
I think
know.
it's interesting. So many people are still finding it like brand new.
See,
Yeah.
And watch, as soon as it comes out, watch, one major Let's Player is just gonna be like, hey, this looks neat, and then that's just gonna be a whole bunch of new people.
That's what I'm
Oh,
hoping.
boy.
Like a little bit of a snowball.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
like Jacksepticeye or something. Just
Dodecahedron.
Which is why we gotta like test and bug fix like as much as possible because I don't want it to be ruined.
We have
I just remembered like
group of testers, though,
so I am a Homestuck fan, or at least I'm a fan of the original comic, not so much the stuff that's come out since then. And I remember that when High Swap Act 1 came out and Jacksepticeye did it, I'm just like, yes, this is gonna make it so that the Homestuck fandom is gonna be like come back from the dead and stuff, and then it just kind of didn't. So,
Rip. Everybody was calling our character Gal the Homestuck character
when
the demo.
Yes.
To be fair, it kind of does look like it.
Yeah, and also the Count from friggin' Sesame Street. People have also called him that. Which I can see that. That is fair. That's a fair assessment. Yes.
But we learned a lot from the demo, and like so we've gone back and kind of did some rewrites and updated some sprites and stuff, and so it'll be even higher quality when the full game releases.
Yeah.
It just peppering in that hype.
Yeah, just a little bit. Shameless self-promotion of the game.
I just want to say, so I had heard like snippets about Undertale Yellow, and I had seen like, glances on my YouTube recommended, because it's like, oh, you're watching a video about Undertale? What about this? And like I'd see like there's a playthrough of the demo, there's like announcements and stuff, and I was like, oh cool, and I just kept forgetting to click on them.
Yeah,
that's a mood.
I mean,
I have so many things
my
experience
is basically me being like being like, oh, it's a fan game that's coming out, and it's called Undertale Yellow because it follows the Yellow Soul's journey through the underground. Well, I guess that's what it is. And
True, it's pretty like self-explanatory. You can be like, all right, I guess I'll wait till it comes out. But
I mean, it's not like some Undertale AUs where you need like a freaking thesis to understand it. First off.
True.
Well, I mean, once it comes out, it introduces like a lot of like new lore and like backstories, and like there'll be some puzzle solving to get the whole story and stuff, which I think people like to do. So
yeah,
it's not predictable, is what I should say. Like we've been trying to find a balance between like believability, but like keeping it interesting and not predictable. Not like, oh yeah, you go to Waterfall next, then you go to Hotland, then you fight Asgore at the end. It's like, we want to
Yeah.
put our own spin on things, but also not break any like canon. It's really hard to like balance that.
Yeah, trying to get the
Yeah.
perfect
That-
mix between
That
original
actually
stuff.
that
and
actually made
throwback
me
stuff.
think of a question that I actually didn't put in the list.
Yeah, go for it.
Have there been Undertale Yellow fan theories, and have there been some that have actually been correct, but you're just like, no, we can't say that?
Yes, there-
Actually, yeah. Some people
have-
in our public Discord server will just randomly guess things right, and we don't say
Yeah.
anything. But like,
We shared in our dev chat, that's for sure, though. There's
Yeah.
several like screenshots that I'm holding on to that I'm going to release like after the game is done. I'm like, hey, you there? You random
right.
person?
Yeah.
You guessed it. You did it. Congratulations.
You
So
just
just,
have
you know,
a
anybody
list
in
at
the
this
Discord-
point, just
Yeah, anybody in the Undertale Yellow Discord, have fear. You
Because,
may have
well-
guessed something correctly.
yeah, because it's a prequel. There are a lot of things that are predictable, and you just can't avoid that because you have to follow it. But within
There's
that,
some like crazy stuff people have accidentally like guessed
That's
correctly.
true.
Even
Yeah,
Spoiler.
people have thrown out so many
Like, people make
guesses.
a
spoiler
joke,
warning,
and we'll be like,
Justin dies.
yeah. like somebody will be making a joke, and like we'll be like, what the hell? They actually like they're joking, but like they got it right. What the hell?
and then we've seen some theories that are like, oh, Dalvis naps the bloop before he became a ghost, and it's just kind of funny.
There's like other ones where somebody will like be like making like this really like intense theory, and we're just like, my man, I appreciate the effort, but you were so far off. And then like somebody will
But
be
it-
making me total
It's really
joke,
fun. It's just
and we're
fun.
like, you got it correct.
Yeah, it's the kind of stuff that's just fun to see.
Yeah.
People just discussing the story and coming up with theories and guesses on stuff.
I
It
mean,
gives
that's
me so
what
much joy.
that's what I've always wanted as someone who also writes. It's just like I don't just want people to be like fans of my work and stuff. I want them to be like making fan theories
Yeah.
and getting and guessing
Same.
stuff
Yeah, it's really
right
fun.
that's gonna happen later
I
on
love
because
it.
that's like it's like, oh, that means you actually care and you're not just like reading this
Yeah.
just for the like spectacle or whatever. It means you're actually thinking about it, and that's great.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Makes it
someone in
fun.
the chat said they believed Flowey was created after all 6 children were killed, and that's kind of that's one thing that may be
Yeah.
an issue to some people. Like when the game comes out, like this is our interpretation of like how events went down.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure we
Yeah,
did
it's
a lot
not
of
like
digging.
it's not
and
like Toby
left
Fox
vague
like wrote
in the game.
like a actual like
Right.
official prequel story and stuff to
But
it.
some people might have like
Exactly, yeah.
their super head canons, and that's okay. If you disagree with how we
Fine, yeah.
handle things, totally fine. I hope you can still find stuff to enjoy. If you don't
Mhm.
like how we handle certain story aspects, but
Yeah, it's like we just we took the plot of like Undertale, the lore, and we're just like, all right, how much can we bend this to our desire?
Yeah, where's the gaps?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like where's the like holes here? And that's also kind of what I was doing, especially in the beginning. I was just kind of like, all right, so you guys have this idea, this might not work, but like if we take this part of the story that's not completely explained and like confirmed, then we can do this to change that, and then we could do this thing, and
Yeah.
it's like this kind of can be bent to our will, and so
Yeah. I like list speed in the chat. At the end of the day, you guys are not Toby Fox, so of course you're allowed to just have fun. Heh. I mean,
True.
Toby Fox is allowed to do whatever the heck he wants with.
yeah, he
Exactly.
makes the rules.
We got
Yeah,
very lucky. Deltarune is
But
like an offshoot.
now I just imagine
Yeah.
like after he finished Undertale, just like a sign that just says "No fun allowed." Just got put right next to his computer or something. Basically, every
Yeah.
time he thinks about like bending the stuff too far, he just looks at that. And it's just like, no, I can't do that.
I have to restrain myself. I can't.
I mean, but this is also the man who like his persona's a dog and not even like a furry thing, like just a regular
Just a
pixelated
dog.
white dog, and
Just a
it
dog.
also had like the giant crappily made 3D model Toriel like come into to the
love
official Undertale
Laser.
anniversary live stream and like shoot lasers and stuff.
Yeah.
It's so good. Dude, I would genuinely buy like a figurine of that messed up model. Like, actually, I want one.
Yeah, we
It's
do
so
get
good.
sometimes we find ourselves getting like wrapped up in all the logistics and all that, but we're like at the end of the day, like these you look what happens in the original game, it's just like nonsensical sometimes. Like I don't know if
Yeah.
there's like the rules are totally like concrete, sometimes you can have
Yeah,
some
like
fun.
we have to follow the
Mhm.
rules that he set up, but he's like making up
Yeah.
nonsense rules constantly just for fun.
Yeah, it's like we
But-
follow the basic rule of like, this is there were 6 humans who fell before, and like
Yeah.
Asgore is the king, and like
experiments and
yeah, all that stuff. Like the concrete stuff that is true, like, oh yeah, the amalgamates, or oh yeah, the King Asgore and Toriel's in the ruins and hasn't left, and like all that kind of stuff. That the stuff that's like for a fact is like this thing happened and this happened this way. That's what we follow, but we take very creative liberties with some things, such as having a whole ass entire unique area after Snowden.
2 of them, but we haven't revealed the other one yet.
We haven't. No, there's 2 of them, 2 unique areas.
Which, speaking of, someone in the chat said, how have we managed to keep things a secret for so long? Because we must be so enthusiastic, which is completely true.
Yeah,
it's hard.
We sort of like, if we ever talk about it like in public, we'll be like, oh yeah, the redacted thing is like so redacted, and like we like talk about it with each other. But I definitely remember being in like voice chats in the Undertale Yellow like public server, and I'll be talking about stuff with like fellow devs, and we know what each other's talking about enough that we don't actually have to say it, so we just kind of
we'll be like, the thing.
Yeah, the thing.
Like all of our favorite characters and stuff are unrevealed and stuff like that. So, it's tough, but we do have like a cool beta test server with some friends.
Yeah,
that we can discuss things with, and get like genuine reactions of like outsiders, which helps a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I talk about the game a lot with my brother, so he like knows everything about it, and it's like the one person I could talk about it like IRL.
He's signed an NDA, right?
Yeah. He signed contracts upon contracts.
With blood and everything, right?
Right.
Yeah. Death penalty if he says anything.
Yeah. I got my lawyers will be in touch. Yeah.
Yeah, he spoils something, and then his battle royale collar just explodes.
He says something, and we are in his walls immediately.
Sword just comes behind him with holding a sword.
It's nothing personal, kid.
That's so me. Yeah, I would do that.
Yeah, that's him. He's done it before to me.
Wait, what?
Don't talk about that. No.
It doesn't matter. I've said too much.
No, but we recently revealed the Dunes, which is our first totally original area, and we've been working on that. Well, we've been concepting it since 2016, but we've been working on it
in the original
since
concepts.
2019 is like when it was we were playing it and stuff. So it's just it's really hard to hold on to all this stuff, but you got to do it so it's like really has an impact when it comes out, because it'll be a bunch of new stuff at once, and I think that'll all come together to make a really cool experience for people.
It's the exciting part. So much to reveal. So
right.
So much to show.
Because we're like,
that's why we didn't do chapter releases, like area per area. Some that works for some people, like Deltarune is working, and as I know a couple other fan games do it.
Yeah,
it
like
does
TS
work.
Underswap, which if you guys didn't know, we already interviewed them, and if you want to check that out, it's on our channel.
Yeah, they've been super supportive of our game. So
also shout out to Undertale Green.
Undertale Green.
I've been following that for years.
We got a cameo of one of their characters in our game. So.
Awesome.
Yeah,
we do love the fellow like Undertale fan game community and everything. We're making all these like really cool. It's so cool.
Yeah, that was actually gonna be the next question. Have you guys interacted with any other members of the Undertale fan game community? Like,
oh yeah,
a lot of them are in our public server. So we talk.
I have the link for that now. By the way, I found it. I've located it.
All right.
But
I don't play many other fan games just so I keep my mind like in a tunnel, so I don't get influenced on accident. But I do see them, and I do like appreciate them and see all the hard work people are putting in, and I can relate.
There's some crazy stuff out there.
Yeah.
I play like every single one that I have to stumble across. I remember doing several voice chats in both the dev chat and the public chat of just being like, all right guys, send me like Undertale fan games, I will play them right now, right here, and I do, and it's so fun. It's so cool to see what.
Well, it was really cool because like after the demo came out, it kind of launched this subgenre of games where people were making their own color fan games for the other children and stuff, which is where Green came from.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people still doing that in like in our public server. Like I see people talk about their color games. Like what's one of them? Like Betty or something is something that
Isn't there like purple and blue,
purple. Yeah, one of them
like
is like an
crossover?
integrity
Yeah,
one, and
Kindred
one of them's
Spirits or
purple. I
something.
can't remember
forgot
which one
the
is.
name.
Kindred Spirits. Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
Kindred
Kindred
Spirits.
Souls. One of the two.
Inner Souls
Some-
and like
yeah.
Undertale, I think is what
Mhm.
it's called, or
Other
something
Tale is
like
one.
yeah.
I don't know if that's a color game. I think that's a different one. But
It's not. It like that's how it kind of originated, I think. No, it wasn't a color game. Yeah, it's not a color game. It's like its own thing. But
it's really cool to see like our being inspired by Undertale, like spreading into other people to create their own little projects, even if they get canceled or whatever. It's still cool that people get this experience a little bit.
yeah.
Um,
And I don't blame anyone for canceling a fan game.
no,
It is so
it is
much
way
easier.
more work than you would think. Really,
It's
What,
basically
you
the
mean
size
it's not
of a
just
full
like you
price indie
smash
game.
on your keyboards for a while and then just a game pops out? I didn't
I
know.
know.
Contrary to popular belief, actually, no.
like I'm so envious of Toby, how he went to like one route basically. I know there's like another route, but it's like very separated in Deltarune because like the choice stuff, the branching paths, it's awful to handle. It's really
Yeah.
awful.
There's so much
Yeah.
that goes into that.
Especially when you have to deal with like an omnipotent character that remembers shit between
my
timelines.
goodness.
Like, ugh.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason why like Deltarune Chapter 1, him working on it by himself along with Temi Chang and a few other people took like 3 years for it to come out.
Yeah.
And then he was like,
Yeah.
okay, I need help.
Yeah, it's just it looks simple on the surface, like it really does, because it's like a 2D RPG. It's like how hard could that be? But you'd be surprised.
Yeah.
Are there going to be any more cameos like young Gerson or Undyne? Undyne is not appearing, unfortunately. There's references to a lot of characters. They don't show up. Even if they don't show up, there might be some references.
Yeah.
But
They still
Gerson,
exist.
Gerson isn't in it right now, but I do want to put him somewhere because like the justice thing.
Oh.
I think that might be fun, just for a little Easter egg thing. But
Yeah. It's not
there
a
are
core character.
there are a couple cameos, a little bit. We didn't want
Mm-hmm.
too much to be like all this like, what is it called, like crowd pleasing? I don't know.
Fan service.
Fan service,
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny how Gerson and Deltarune is basically like it's basically, if you pay attention, he's kind of like J.R.R. Tolkien. He wrote this like big fantasy epic, and
Yeah.
The hammer.
And then frickin' died.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pour one out.
Yeah, pour one out for my
R.I.P.
fan Gerson.
pour
R.I.P.
one
Greatest
out
one I
for
knew.
pour one out for the old turtle man that
Buns for
inspired
Gerson.
Fluffy Buns and a whole bunch of other.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I love it.
Yeah. Anyways, if we can keep on moving through these questions,
Yeah, go for it.
Hmm.
how have you reacted to the popularity of Undertale Yellow?
Ooh, excitement.
It's crazy.
I don't know. I don't. It's just it doesn't really sink in ever. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just like
Mhm.
it is what it is, and I don't know. We have continued to develop and kind of act the same way, no matter if we
Yeah.
had like 100 followers or like 100,000 or whatever. It's just
We're just
just
really
you
like talking with people about it, and
Yeah,
it doesn't matter
it's
how
really
many we
cool
have,
to,
as
like,
long as we have like somebody
the
to talk about it.
discussions.
Yeah.
It's,
It
it's
is
fun to
nice.
make something that a lot of people are going to play right when it comes out. That
Yeah,
there's people
it-
like looking forward to it, I think.
hmm
That does keep us going, among other
Yeah.
things. But that is one of the biggest things, that like there is an audience, so it's like
hmm
we don't have to really worry too much about like will
Yeah.
anybody care, because people already do, and it's really awesome.
And there's a lot of crazy fan made stuff like
I like this
remixes,
question in the
art
chat.
stuff.
What's your reaction toward Clover being developed as a playable character in Rivals of Aether? That was Fig. That was Fig that
I
did
did
that.
that.
Fig did that.
Yeah, with our
That's
We did
programmer.
that. Yeah, so our reaction is good job, Fig. You did the
Thank
thing.
you.
Yeah.
It
I
was
kind of
our
dropped the
sneak-
ball because he was like overpowered, and then someone else had to make a competitive version that like balanced them.
Yeah, where's that like one image of that always we float around in the dev chat of like Clover shooting the gun and it's just this massive like
Yeah.
box.
It's the F strong shoots directly down.
Yeah. Oh, that was
Yeah,
I
that
still
was
think
our-
that was a good idea. I will defend that move.
No, it was good. I mean,
It was
like
yeah, no, like the move ideas were so cool. I really liked watching you develop
like
that
it.
thing. It was cool.
and every little like bit of like, I know we're not selling anything, but like the advertising, like just spreading the word around, it all helps.
Mhm.
You know.
Yeah. We like seeing people like enjoying what we're making and talking about the game and like we want people to have fun and a good time. So
Yeah, I mean that's
Well, yeah, so we're trying to, which is like probably one of the tallest orders, like because a lot of people named Undertale like the game of the decade, which is like we're
yeah.
trying
Yeah.
to properly recreate that experience, and it's just
Mhm.
like, what
Like,
are we doing?
How do we make something that's not just worse? You know, so we have to make it good, as good as we can possibly make it, and also different in ways.
yeah.
So,
Yep.
you know, I think people will like it.
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah. Anyways, next up is what made you want to have Flowey as a companion through the game?
I don't remember how that exactly came up.
Yeah, I think it's like
Were you like
It
inspired
adds-
by Undertale or something? Or I mean,
I think it was because we were like, Clover doesn't have like the determination to
Yeah,
save
Clover can't
themselves,
save.
so I guess that's why we did it, and it
Probably
actually
starts from there. Yeah.
it ended up being probably one of the best early decisions we made because it's created this really cool dynamic throughout the whole
Yeah.
game.
this like crazy dichotomy of you're playing as Clover, but you're not
Feels like
really
you have a
one
partner
technically
as you're going through the whole game.
saving, reloading. So it's like
Yeah, there's always
yeah.
someone to talk to every room or so, every 2 rooms or whatever the
yeah,
save
you don't
point.
need you don't need to pull up your phone or anything.
Yeah,
yeah, nah, you don't need that.
and he's always got a little witty comment about
Yeah.
something.
Chloe's always got something to say when something happens.
Mhm. I want
Yeah.
to say that one of my favorite things, because I played the demo for the first time yesterday.
Yo,
It's
So
fine.
it's very fresh in my mind. Was I did two quick playthroughs, one pacifist, one not, and one of my favorite things was just clicking the save file over and over again right after the right in quick succession just to see what Splat was gonna say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he would just
Stop
get
it.
so
Stop
annoyed.
it.
Don't you have something better to do?
Yeah.
You have something you're supposed to be doing right now? Leave me alone.
Like, what are you doing back here? The exit's the other way, you dummy. Like,
Yeah.
Like every save point has like 3 groups of dialogue, like at least. So it's
Yeah.
fun. It's really fun.
it's kind of like a reminiscent of the phone calls from like but you can call Papyrus in like every room. You can talk to Flowey in every save point.
Yeah, Flaming had if I read through the devlogs right, they at least have the neutral run finished.
We do,
Yeah.
yes. Neutral
Game
run
is
is done,
stable,
and
quick to
Pacifist
finish.
is really close to being done.
That's what's just close. It's just the final boss and the credits are like very ambitious. They're gonna take a bit,
Yeah.
but
Well, yeah, it's the pacifist one. You gotta go all
right,
out.
yeah.
That's
it's
the
and we are.
route, yeah.
The
It's the
amount of
one.
like animation is probably not smart, but
But it's cool.
our recent hire this year, Arrow Artwork, he's been kind of spearheading that animation stuff, and it is looking just so good. Wasn't even my idea. I wouldn't have done it as much as he's done it.
Like,
Yeah, he
we'll
has
be-
like
we'll
the
be sitting there-
craziest animation.
Yeah, we'll be sitting there like after one day, he'll be like, "Hey guys, I have a rough for something," and he just has like the entire sequence of the pacifist fight. Like, dude, it's been a day. How'd you do this?
Yeah, shout out to Arrow. He was gonna be
Yeah.
one of the people that we were gonna be interviewing, but sadly he could not make it because he has like a actual job and stuff.
You know,
He's got a
lame
life,
adult.
which we don't. So
Not jobs.
I mean,
It's an adult life.
I'm just a college student. I'm just, which I totally did not go to college because I was just like, I don't want to be in the real world just yet.
I understand. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, my dad really wanted me to go to college because he had such a good experience with it. Meanwhile, my mom
College
was
is
like,
fun.
yeah. Meanwhile, my mom, who had an interesting college experience, it was just like, yeah, you can like take a year off or something. Like it doesn't really matter. Meanwhile, my dad was like, you have to go to college right after high school, and I'm just like, okay, jeez.
That's that's kind of how I am with my my nephew. I'm like, he told him like, dude, you could take a gap year, like it's fine.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, everybody has different plans and what they want to do, but personally, I've been lucky from this game, and starting it so early in my YouTube channel and stuff. I've been able to kind of create a small career. So I didn't have to go because I didn't want to go to college. It's just my personal thing. So I didn't have to
Yeah,
because
you don't have to if you don't want to.
because
Everybody's got their own
I was
personal
able
life.
to create this little thing that I can use
Yeah.
to live.
I got lucky enough to get some of those Twitter follows, so I can just do freelance for a while.
You
Brings in, just
get
enough.
some of that good old commission
Yeah.
money.
Yeah.
It's nice. So yeah, I mean,
'Cause,
and
you
the
can
games
work whenever you want.
the games definitely helped all of us in our growth and stuff for sure.
Oh yeah, whether it be personal or like
Yeah.
with
Yeah, like
career
working
real.
with a team and stuff, and all the skills involved. Because we got like 6 years of development experience just from this,
Yeah,
and that
Mhm.
carries over to like everything.
I imagine Toby Fox, if he heard something like that, it's just like he'd be just like, aww.
Yeah. And like personally, I feel like one of the biggest growths I've seen is from Fig. Like Fig, I remember when you first joined and all of your art, like it was good, but like now it's just holy crap, man! Like your growth has been
seen
nuts.
the example of Fig's art, or at least I don't know if it has been Fig's art. So
the teaser trailer, in the desert, that's
Yeah.
basically Fig. That's basically all him. He had help
you did it
from
all
other people.
myself? God damn.
Mostly,
I
but he had some help from Eli Art,
Yeah.
who's another
Yeah.
dev, very talented.
Art.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Ooh, you got him!
Inter development drama.
Dang!
someone said, did it help you with getting jobs? Well, like not officially, not
Nah.
yet,
I mean, freelance.
but freelance
yes.
stuff probably.
'Cause
I'm sure.
people will be like, "Oh, I know you from this" or whatever.
Yeah, I'm
so.
very sure that's
Yeah,
crossed over.
yeah, you're the guy who made the game with the kid with the hat and the gun, right? With
Yeah.
the flower
Yeah.
that's always
Yeah.
with you.
I wager like that socially it helps. I mean, even if you're not like directly referencing Undertale Yellow, I feel like it's like for me it's my train of thought just completely disappeared and dissipated.
I mean, like without this
Okay,
game,
we'll be
I don't
looking
know
for
what
it.
I'd be doing now.
Yeah.
I feel like
I mean, it should
joining
be
the
pretty
game was
easy to
sort of
find a literal train, unless it's one of those like Thomas the Tank Engine like playset size things.
Yeah, what are we looking for here, Danny?
What? Wait. Oh, it's my brain just like totally stopped for a second. We're talking about trains now.
Yeah,
Your
because
train of thought.
you joked about losing your train of thought, and we were like, okay.
Ah, nuts. Oh yeah. Guys, my brain doesn't work. But I think. Oh yeah. Okay. So like socially, it helps because like I feel like we've all grown as people from Undertale Yellow. So socially, it. So yeah, my brain's just stopped. I'm just gonna shut.
I understand.
Sorry.
No,
Right.
but like it's helped us with like how to talk to people in a PR like setting, like
how to work
Yeah,
with
exactly.
a team. Like
How to-
basically
yeah.
every game development or team building type thing has been, we've gotten experience from this on that.
right. And you can like go to college for that kind of stuff and learn the same stuff, but like we've already kind of learned it, and it's we've
Yeah.
been really lucky.
Yeah. All right. Next question is, it is there are a variety of new monsters in this game, like NPC and also the ones you fight. But what are some of are your favorites you've created? You've already sort of answered this, basically saying like we can't tell you because our favorite characters.
Yeah, there's way too many NPCs. I will admit to that. There's a lot because I love making them. I love writing them. It's really fun.
It's like the funnest part of making things. You just get to make a character and then make
and they
them
can just
talk
say
about
whatever. Yeah, they can say whatever.
Say some nonsense.
It's fun,
Yeah.
but you know, yeah. I guess we haven't revealed like most of the best characters actually.
I can say the Dunes has some of my favorite characters.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
for
would say
sure.
that.
Dunes introduces like every single one of my favorite characters. It's Sword, you wrote them real well.
I wonder
Like,
if there'll
I
be a
love them.
Dune reference in the Dunes. Like, is there gonna be
Oh,
spice?
the book.
Do we
Yeah,
have, do we have
is
a
there gonna be
sandworm?
is there gonna be spice? Is there gonna be the freaking sandworms?
Right now there isn't, but you know there's this fabled phase of development we've been all speaking about for a while called the polish phase.
Yeah, I
Um,
feel like everyone's just excited for that. Like the
When
game.
when,
Yeah.
when the game's
you
like
know?
done, like the meat of everything, we're gonna go back and we're gonna like make it better again, like a little coat of paint, you know, spice it up
Yeah.
every here and there.
I've been
This
waiting
one's
for
kinda
this
empty.
moment.
Have you-
I've been
I
making
mean
a mental list.
that is something that is not really talked about in games. There's like okay, we got the base game finish. Now that we got that finished, we can now zhuzh up some things.
Hmm.
Yeah,
That's what we're
That's why I
gonna
think
do.
that's why I think like a lot of games nowadays, like especially AAA ones, are just kind of like bland and boring because they get to the point where it's like, yes, it's finished, it's playable and stuff.
Yeah.
Now we
Yeah.
just gotta release
Put
it
it out.
because we don't have any more time because the publishers just like you
Yeah.
gotta get it out by quarter four.
We could
Yeah.
probably get away with that, but like just personally, we think some things could be better, you know. So we're gonna go back and we're gonna add better sprites, or we're going to add Easter eggs or whatever we want to put in,
Yeah.
fun value stuff. You know, it's gonna be all the fun stuff comes at the end, I guess.
Yeah.
Fun value
all
stuff
in.
is just gonna be one of the fun values is like seeing it's like seeing Toriel actually eating seeing Asgore actually eating one of Toriel's pies because we never actually get to see that.
Aw.
You get a fun value of 69. Sans appears in front of you in real life.
Oh,
And
Yeah. That's,
I think
I was gonna.
that would be terrifying.
I thought when you were going with that, it's like Flowey makes makes the only sex joke in the entire game.
I don't. There's none of those. None of that. Well, actually,
Not one.
um,
There's gotta be
there's gotta be like
Okay,
one that
there-
we
there might be,
forgot
like
about.
accidentally.
little like suggested. This is a weird topic.
I mean, Undertale isn't exactly the most pure thing. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe
So, you know,
maybe
in a
just
comedic
remember the
sense.
sexy leg man.
Right? You
I
know.
just was thinking of a funny number. I was like, oh, 420, but then I remembered, oh yeah,
Jay,
that's
what have you done?
That's too big a number for fun values. Fun values don't go up to 420. 69, that's one that you can realistically get a fun value of 69.
What have you
Hey,
done?
you could also get 42, where you get a
That's true.
conversation like on the meaning of life or something, and Fly's just like, actually, no, I don't think that's what the meaning of life is. I think we'll need to I don't know, make another computer to think about it.
Someone.
I honestly thought you were going to say, make the fun value 69, and then you just appear in a room where 3D Toriel comes and lasers you to death.
That would be so much better, yes.
You know what? Yeah.
That's what we're doing. That's canon. We're adding it right now. I'm messaging Scoot as we speak. Scoot is fast, by the way.
Someone's glad we didn't put Sans in the game, but actually, right now he is in the game.
As it stands, he
It's
is
a joke.
Yeah.
We're gonna remove it. It's okay. Maybe we'll release the scene like way later, like after the game's out. But
Like at the moment, he's just in this area. He's just sitting there. He's just like, hey.
it's a total joke. Where he's not gonna be in the game.
He's still still in there right now. Scoot told us he's like he doesn't want to remove it. I think, or like he has it.
He
and he's
doesn't
like,
want to
"That's a
remove
cool
it, but I
last
said
thing."
it has to be removed or else it creates so many plot holes.
Yeah, it's like that'll be the last thing we remove. I swear.
Yeah,
But
come on.
you gotta admit, Sans being there and creating plot holes is funny, which is the most like fitting thing for Sans.
Exactly. Which is why we did it. We did it for the playtest build, and like one or two people like actually got it because it's like it was like a fun value thing, and we were like, "Yo, it's so funny."
It's the thing. You guys got the thing.
Yeah.
We did the
That's
thing.
what-
We got it.
You got funny Bone Man.
We got the bone man.
That's what we were kind of trying to stay away from back in like the early days, because like back when we started, Undertale was insane everywhere, and it had this stigma. Everybody hated it because it was everywhere, and people fandom, blah blah blah, all the stories. But
Blah blah something about cringy stuff.
Yeah, like how everything
Cringe
goes through that
culture is
phase.
dead. Pass it on.
so we wanted to create something that was like didn't rely on all the usuals. Not that there's a problem with that, but that's just kind of our decision.
We didn't really want like Sans or anybody like that to overshadow what we've been doing with the original stuff, because like we knew that even if he was there for like a little bit, he is a favorite, which fair enough. I mean, he's a pretty cool character and he's got a lot of like mysterious
We
stuff
knew we
with him.
wanted a lot of original stuff, and like
we knew that if he
fans
appeared, it would
sort
kind of
put him as
overshadow.
focus. Yeah.
So like most of the cameos are like people that aren't very consequential. Like they won't overshadow anybody else. So
Yeah. So
Yeah. Anyways, next up is on the questions anyway is we're actually gonna talking about the dunes a bit more. No wait, that's the next question after that. What made you decide when to use a pre-existing character or a new one created for the game? Like, I know like Toriel and stuff is still there, and a couple of others, but
She got Scarf though.
she got Scarf. Yeah.
it's different. It's our original character.
Yeah,
not steal.
Yeah. This is a tutorial. She has a scarf, which means that she is worth 2 tutorials. So
Tutorials.
2 of them. But yeah, I think it's mostly like it's like when they're necessary is when we have them, but like mostly we're just trying to have original characters so that we can tell a new story.
If it like really logically makes sense for them to be there, or show up or whatever, then we will. But if not, we're not going to force anything because we want to take our own path as much as possible.
It's like we let the story kind of guide itself in a way of like this is where this character will appear, which because obviously like Toriel appeared because Ruins, she has to be there. That's her place. So.
But we wanted to get off the path of Undertale as soon as possible, which is why the demo opens the way it does. It's pretty sudden. But there is a reason for that. I will say it will be explained later.
Yeah.
All will be explained.
All will be revealed.
All will be revealed in due time.
Ooh. Off topic, I just want to say, whoever just joined the document, you are an anonymous capybara. You're welcome.
Hey.
Yo!
Whoa.
I wonder which one
That's
I am.
cool.
Wait, I'm highlighting one of the questions. What color is that?
That is
You're
your
a
anonymous
penguin.
penguin.
Okay.
Yo! I freaking love penguins.
Small question: will Clover get a hug? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just say
I think
yeah.
that was added recently,
Very
right?
important.
Yeah, I just wrote that in. So.
I mean, of
there you
course,
go.
hugs are important. I mean, they're pretty great.
Very important.
There's a lot of fun Clover animations. Clover has a lot of like unique little animations for
Yeah,
scenes
they're
and
very
stuff.
much characterized, which is interesting because
They've
like,
got a lot of
Chris
personality.
isn't-
Yeah.
But that's the point. Like this is a different kind of take on a character.
Yeah, it's like Frisk was it's
vessel,
like in the
kind
lore
of.
that you're like basically controlling this character, the Red Soul and all that stuff. But Clover is they're their own person. They're just kind of there. You're controlling them more in a regular game aspect.
So
right?
they kind of have a character to them, and maybe even a backstory that there might be a little bit of hints towards. Maybe a little bit, not too much.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Next up, we're actually going to be talking about the dunes, which is
Oh boy.
yeah. What made you to decide to include the newer areas that you have included into the underground?
Uh, basically the cowboy motif. Basically, that's kind of what
Yeah.
led to the creation of the whole area.
Kind of just felt natural, just to
yeah.
expand the underground.
And then but then you say it's really weird for like a desert to be. I know it's weird for like Snowden to be underground or whatever, but it's kind of weird. Like there's no sun, so like how did the desert get there? So we came up with a bunch of new backstory and lore and like stuff to
Dunes has a
explain
lot of lore.
explain how it got the way it is. So
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot
Kind
of
of
stuff,
nutty.
kind of nutty. A lot of stuff to dive into through NPCs or like interactions on like bookshelves. It's fun.
Every time
Yeah.
I play the game, I find new text that I didn't know about. Like I interact with
Same.
something, and I'm like, oh, I didn't know that was added in the game.
Yeah, same. I'll be like,
There's
yo,
a
wait,
lot.
what? There's so much. There's so much to discover and to explore. But like, it's all optional, because like learning about the lore of the dunes isn't crucial to the overall plot
Yeah.
of Undertale Yellow. But it is a fun little thing because it's like, here's this if you want it.
Mhm.
Wait, you're
and-
telling the Undertale fan base that the lore is optional?
Yes.
Okay, that's a fair point.
Yeah. The lore is technically optional, but let's be honest, it's the Undertale fan base. It is not
Yeah.
optional.
Yeah, and
Which is
it
why we're doing it.
ties into stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, you could play through you could actually play through Undertale and not like read everything and
Right.
get all the lore bits that you do. Like, does it decrease the enjoyment? Possibly. Depends on your idea of enjoyment of that kind of game.
Yeah.
But like when you do, it gets so much deeper, and I enjoy that.
Mhm.
Yeah, and that's why we do that for like people who want to dig deeper. There's actually stuff for them to.
Yeah,
Right,
adds
we
extra
made-
context. For
We
all
made
sorts of
sure
stuff.
there's like tons of backstory stuff, things to connect, piece together, because we know
Yeah.
people love that stuff, and I love it too. So it's
Yeah.
good.
Yes.
And
Oh,
it's definitely it's not
see-
added specifically for that. Like we were not like, let's just like make this theory fodder stuff. Like this is stuff that we already had planned, and we were already thinking about. We're just like, hey, let's do this in this way, not like have it be directly told through
Mhm.
like.
Stuff.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it all
Uh,
sort of comes around.
Yeah, speaking of awesome stuff that's in the background, the awesome game developer Bustovius came in and said hi in the chat. So,
Yo.
Hey, Tobias!
Well-
Yo! What's
hey,
up?
awesome dude. Hope TS Underswap is going all right.
Good luck.
Yes.
It's hard.
Good luck. You got
It's hard.
this.
It is.
Yeah. Shout out to Underswap. It's a pretty fun one. I played the demo. It's a good game.
Yeah.
Mhm. I know you answered, Day, but for the other two, Arrow says, "Big question for the devs: will I ever be freed from the dungeon?"
No, heart
No.
emoji.
Never.
He wasn't supposed to talk about that.
Yeah.
We'll have to chat. We'll have to chat
We'll let
later.
him have access to a computer.
Remember, guys, it's the one Simpsons thing. Don't forget you're here forever.
Yeah. Who let him have a computer? Who let him have access to the keyboard?
You think you're done once the game releases?
Yeah.
No,
Oh,
man,
yeah,
then we
it
gotta
is
have
still yellow,
to. No,
too.
man, then we gotta have to start doing patches for the stuff that we somehow didn't
Yeah.
find.
Oh God,
Probably will.
I forgot about the fact that patches are a thing. Jesus
Oh,
Christ, we
man.
really aren't going to be done when it's released.
No,
Again,
we
don't forget you're here forever.
right.
We are here for. Oh God.
If it's like successful, we will probably do a couple like updates for fun. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
or not for fun if it's to fix a crash or something,
Yeah. For fun and.
for fun and for pain.
Yeah, but that is a question that I haven't really asked like any of the other game developers I have on here. Like Undertale, it's at least known at least partially for speed running. So if there are like glitches and stuff that help speed up Undertale Yellow for speedrunners, are you gonna do you have to? Are you gonna just let them stay in even though they're technically bugs?
I feel like
If it's not game breaking.
Yeah.
he would obliterate us on the fucking spot if we tried to fix a speedrunning bug. So no.
Yeah, if it's like nothing too bad, like if it doesn't crash or whatever, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
There
why
is-
not?
If it's like
There's some
like
crazy
the
stuff found in the
postcard
demo.
Oh yeah,
like,
people figured out how to skip all encounters in the demo.
Yeah, there's like
What?
it's like you pause at the right time, and you can like skip every cutscene, every random encounter, and you just walk through the whole
oh my
thing.
god, I had to watch an Undertale Yellow
But-
speedrun.
That's been patched just because of all the engine changes and stuff.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't
But
like on
it's-
purpose.
it
Yeah.
took like 3 years to find. It's so cool to see.
It's actually so
So
cool.
I hope there's stuff like that.
And
that's
with the
not
sprint
game-breaking.
button, I'm interested to see how fast people can actually beat it because like you can run through the game
yeah.
if you want. I don't recommend it because you'll miss a lot, but
Mhm.
Nero.
For speedrunning though.
I just imagine Flowey just being like, "Hey, that was too quick. Go back."
Yeah, like, hey, wait a minute. You're not saving, man? Hey, come back. Hey, what? Like,
Like, hey, I offered
Wait, are you
a
skipping
sip.
over my dialogue?
Yeah.
You flipping jerk.
I'm trying to be nice here.
okay, don't ignore me. I'm here. I'm right here. But yeah, I'm really excited to see what the speedrunning community does with Undertale Yellow. Especially like I've been getting into watching speedrun stuff because Pippi's been getting really into speedrun stuff. So it's very fun to see. So I am really excited for.
no, I have total
Speedrunning.
respect for speedrunners. So
Hope it's fun to
Yeah.
speedrun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's
personally, I wouldn't
RPG, so-
imagine it's RPG. I wouldn't imagine it's that fun, but people like it, so okay, do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be cool.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, next.
Actually, so we have a question from Listspeed in chat. How big is your team?
Oh yeah.
That's complicated. That's surprisingly complicated.
Yeah, because we have about I'm looking at the
We have a
Discord
lot.
now. We have 15 18
Probably like 20.
19
Yeah.
20, 25
But-
26 27 28 29 people in the server.
29. There's a huge asterisk to that because only about maybe 10 people, you'd say, like actively work
Yeah,
on
around
it.
10.
Mhm.
Everybody
Just
else,
The nature
just-
of a fan game.
yeah,
you
everybody
know.
else has kind of moved
Yeah.
on or whatever. It's okay.
Wait, 29 is not entirely accurate. I accidentally counted some bots. Whatever. That's
Oh.
fine.
Uh,
27. We have 27
the
in
bots
the
are
server.
integral.
Yeah, they help us develop. I write all the
we've got-
dialogue through the AI.
It's all just open AI.
Yeah, no, the Scrunkly Pap bot, which is currently offline and has been offline for 5 years, is very integral to the development of Undertale Yellow.
But a lot of the people on the team contributed like a couple concepts or something, and they just haven't talked since. But oh well.
Fair enough, their
fine.
concepts were awesome, and
That's
I
true.
don't blame them
you
at
know.
all. It's been 6 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are more important things in life.
Yeah. But we've still got like a pretty good amount of
Yeah,
like really active.
we pretty much nailed down the like the active workers. Everyone,
Yeah.
the team is pretty much completely settled at this point.
Yeah, we've got everybody we need, and they're all awesome and talented, and shout out to everyone.
Yeah,
Except
and
for
we can like,
He's not
Not
that
everyone.
talented.
Yeah, no, except for Fig.
oh, and we can like we can like pull back some of the other members that joined years ago. We could be like, hey, do you want to make a new concept or something?
Yeah, they can't escape.
Yeah, they're stuck here forever.
I will throw you in the dungeon. Give me concept.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow, look at this wonderful concept art you made for us. Well, get in the dungeon.
Yep, you can't. You're officially a get in there. Get in.
Yeah. Anyways.
Do you have any more questions or?
Yeah. Oh yeah, we have a couple more.
Okay.
We're just awkward and not good at transition.
No, that's fine.
It's fine.
I mean, this is a
I'm having a
podcast.
ball.
If you want to have actually like scripted and like actual like professional content, why are you coming to
Yeah.
But
us?
then it's not really a podcast.
Why
It's
you-
an interview.
Yeah.
Podcast is chill. We're chill.
We're just
Yeah,
we're
we vibing.
chilling. We're chilling.
We
I'm having a
vibing.
ball and a blast, in fact. So
Yeah, I am
Okay.
having both of those at the same time. A blast ball, if you will.
some kind of Dragon Ball Z thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
It does sound like that.
Anyways, the Western theme of the game is unique among Undertale fan games. What made you choose that, and what made you choose elements from Westerns to have or not in the stories?
Yeah.
I think mostly because like the items that are associated with the Yellow Soul are the cowboy hat and the empty gun.
Yeah, I
you-
think it all just
Yeah, that-
snowballed from there.
Yeah,
That's the obvious thing, but also like Western, it just opens up so much potential for
Yeah.
like good characters or comedy or fights or whatever.
yeah.
So
It's got a whole
Plus,
vibe
like-
to go with it.
The Western aesthetic goes really well with the whole justice like thing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
just that combined is also just really cool. And then
And it gives
It
the
just
game a
sort
nice
of-
theme. Like
yeah, and it just sort of naturally flowed from there.
And-
we got the dunes, and then
of course, we haven't shown much of like the dunes or any Western stuff, but it's pretty obvious that it's coming. So
It's
oh
in
yeah,
there.
it is heavily packed eventually.
I mean,
But-
we released that teaser of like the board, like the poster board or whatever.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
That's very much all that. So it's coming and it's very fun.
It's on its way. It's arriving at a rapid pace.
Oh Lord, he coming!
Oh lord, he coming!
It was definitely a good decision, I think, to go with that aesthetic for a part of the game at least.
Yeah, because like this is the cowboy Undertale game. It sort of gives it something that
Very
people
different.
point out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
unique.
We gotta lean into that.
Yeah, it's the cowboy Undertale game. The same way Undertale's the red and black edgy Undertale game, and
It's the biker Undertale game.
Yeah, biker aesthetic. I love
the
it.
TS Underswap one is the just a really nice aesthetics game.
Yeah.
And Horror Tales the freaky one.
Oh yeah, Horror
And
Tales.
Fear Reborn is so good that it will never come out. And
Oh,
Oh,
I'm still
Aw.
hoping.
I was.
I still
looking
hold
forward
out
to it.
hope. I still
Dude,
check the Tumblr.
my
like,
favorite
sometimes.
character is Azrael, so
Yeah,
so
same. He's awesome.
Yeah, we wanted to get like cameos from a bunch of different fan games in our game, and we tried to get one from that game, but they said like lore reasons it wasn't possible, unfortunately. So,
Mhm.
but we did get Red from Undertale Red, and
We
then
did.
flippin' sweet.
Cooper from Undertale Green,
Mhm.
our favorite.
Yeah,
love
we
that.
love Cooper.
Delta Traveler. We need to have those devs on. Like, if they can note it, if someone can
Oh,
note it
yeah.
now, we need to have those people on.
Yeah, definitely.
Make a note.
I would tune into that. That would be fun. I want to hear from the Delta Traveler guys.
Yeah. The thing is with Delta Traveler, I don't know much about it, so I'd have to. Like, I mean, I didn't know much about this until I was like, hey, we should interview that. I mean, also a shout out to my brother Adam / Knight of Doom. He's the reason why I started to I became interested in you guys, because he was the one who was just like, all right, you've had comic creators, and and fan artists and people who've written fan fiction stuff, but you need to have more fan game developers on there. And I was like thinking of fan games, and I remembered the teaser for Undertale Yellow, and was like, well, we gotta be that then.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome.
Yeah, so shout out to my
Happy to-
brother. He's great.
Yeah. Shout
That's
out.
cool. Shout out.
Someone asked the question of why was the Yellow Soul chosen, which we answered. That was the first question, I think, right?
Yeah.
Or one of the first questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Basi-
near the beginning.
Sword was to recap for those who weren't paying attention. Sword was just laying in bed one night and was just like, "Hey, what happened to the other? What happened to the other souls that came into the underground?" And and you know who's probably the coolest one? The yellow one, because he went the farthest because of just where his item placement is.
Yeah.
What was his
Pretty
thing
much.
about?
Yeah.
And then
Felt
just
like the
went
most
out
potential,
there.
I think.
Gun and hat and and that automatically makes like 20% cooler. So
True.
Yeah.
True.
Cowboys are cool. This is a fact.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
and it's always cool to think about, like, and prequels when done right do this really well, or like all these characters who were like mentioned or stuff, they all have like their own stories and their own lives that you just never see, and so it's really cool to like be able to peek into all that.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
maybe it
moment.
could give different context for replaying Undertale. the
Exactly.
original.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You're like, oh,
It's like
That's
these
fact
things
for
that were
that.
like meaningless before are going to be like, oh my goodness, it has so much meaning.
Yeah.
There's so much there now.
Yeah.
So much substance.
So
Yeah.
much lore.
Delicious lore.
People will be like at the switch in the ruins or something and be like, just below this is a whole nother area.
Yeah.
You know?
It's like people who've played Undertale Yellow are gonna be like tour guides when they play Undertale, like, and here, if you look to your left, is where the hole would be, where Clover falls down into the deep ruins, like the dark ruins. Oh my god, I forgot the name of it. Oh my god,
Deep dark ruins.
the deep dark ruins. Yes,
The darker ruins.
the darker ruins.
Darker yet
That's
darker
the-
ruins.
That's the fun value where Clover falls even deeper into the dark ruins.
He just breaks through different floors like it's a skyscraper, like.
uh,
Yeah. By the way, Dale, are you still with us? Because you've been silent for a good bit.
Yeah, I'm here. I just got things on my mind.
demo tired.
Demo tired. Valid.
Okay, pat pat.
Pet pet.
Love you, Demo.
Yes.
Being tired is valid. I should know I'm tired constantly.
that's fair.
Don't you know you only have two settings? You have you have tired and just like jittering with energy. That's the only ones you're allowed to have.
It's
That's
true.
tired,
Sometimes
yeah.
both at the same time. I'll be exhausted and vibrating with intense energy and excitement.
It will be
That's
really
awful,
weird
yeah.
because your eyes will be like, can you please just close me? Meanwhile your arms and legs is like, woo, let's go run a mile.
I have done this before.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Anyways, next question is, the original music for the game was quite unique. How did the composer come up with the ideas for the tracks?
Ooh, that's a sword question.
Yeah, because he's the music man.
He's
Yeah.
the music man.
Pass it over to Sword.
Man.
I
Sorry.
make
had-
like a music.
I had never composed for like video game music at the time when I started, so I wasn't like very good at it. So in the early days, I brought on two other composers who are still helping today. Noteblock in my new soundtrack,
Shout out.
and
Shout out.
shout out.
Shoutouts.
Yeah.
My new
And
soundtrack.
Fig too.
I do a little bit now.
You do the lots of it too.
So-
You make good
A
music.
little bit.
That's true. You've kind of stepped into like in the credits. You're actually on the music team, so
Yeah,
you stepped in.
you've stepped in. You've done it. You've done the thing.
But in the early days, like I
yeah.
couldn't pull
Glitched.
off like
Oh, and glitched. Yeah.
oh yeah. I couldn't pull off like complex songs, like battle songs, very well because they're very complicated. So what I would do is I would create like a demo version of like kind of my vision as much as I could, and then I'd hand it over to my new soundtrack, and he would spice it up and just make it like way more professional, and that would be what would go in the game.
Yeah.
So
That's how Dalv's theme came about.
like
It's like one of the best.
I've written most of the music in the game, but some of it's like arranged by other people. So
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Who did Dalv's wonderful organ performance?
Oh yeah.
That was my new soundtrack.
yeah, that was Scott Joplin in
Scott Joplin,
1920,
yeah.
Composer.
which he is credited in our OST, which is funny.
Scott
Yeah.
Joplin
Wait,
was
yes?
like
Entertaining.
1830.
Amazing.
But
That
it's,
is-
it's funny
that
because
is-
like all of our songs say like, because I fill out the metadata for all the soundtrack, and it's all like 2016 to 2022 or whatever. And then one of the songs is like 1908 or something. It's like, yeah.
Because I found that and I was just like,
Yeah.
this
It's
is
good.
amazing because it
Yeah,
sounds
Delvis-
exactly like someone desperately trying to play it, but also just failing miserably.
Yeah, no, Dalva's
He's
very
learning.
good at the organ. Mhm.
Yes.
We all start
Extremely good
somewhere,
at
I
the
He's
guess.
pretty good at keeping in time. You know, he's got like the rhythm down pretty good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
He's getting there. Dalv will he'll make it big someday.
He'll do it. He's
He,
got
he
this.
just he just plows through and doesn't care about mistakes as long as he's on tempo.
Hmm.
It's a strategy.
Yes.
But for like songs of like Toby songs that were like totally recreations, we didn't want to reuse anything like directly use like the MP3 or whatever.
Oh yeah.
So
There's
we
no
we
reused music like that.
so for those songs we just like remade them as close as possible, maybe a little different sounding, but you know,
Yeah.
just so we don't get strucken down by copyright or whatever.
And also just to give it like a unique new feel too, which is nice too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The Undertale Yellow vibe.
Yeah, we got that
Undertale Yellow
vibe.
type beat.
when's the lo-fi remix of the entire soundtrack coming out? Like,
Oh,
man, I
genuinely, if
hope
people
someone
do
makes
make
that.
that.
Honestly,
yeah, if people,
like my favorite songs to compose are like relaxing songs. I have quite a bit I've squeezed into the soundtrack, so I'm hoping
Fun
they do
fact.
get some cool
I think you
remixes.
could
Yeah.
get like 40 minutes of like a chill Undertale Yellow compilation. Just
Probably.
fun
chill
fact
songs.
about that. One of our friends, Tifa, her daughter, falls asleep to one of the OST soundtracks because it's just so relaxing. It's one of the ones that Sword made. And she would play it for her like at night, and
Mhm.
she requests the song constantly. Like she loves it.
Adorable.
Yeah, so that's how good you are at making relaxing songs, Sword. A baby really, really likes them.
That's my favorite type of video game music. Is relaxing or like mid tempo.
Mm.
I hope it gets on some like chill video game music compilations. Just,
Yeah.
like, right next to like Mario and
Awesome.
stuff. You just get an Undertale
Yeah.
Yellow
Oh.
track.
like Bubble Line Kingdom from Super Mario Odyssey is so good.
Well, I still do it sometimes.